So the popular Sangoma Skhotheni has a new gig that she appeared on, which is a television show called Widows Unveiled. It's a Showmax television show showcasing the difficulties that they are facing, these particular ladies are facing after their husbands had passed. I think there's Double HP's wife and so forth. It's a lot of very popularly known women who lost their husbands, and South Africa saw them grieve publicly, so because their husbands were very well known. Now, Skhotheni appears, I think, on episode number 2 of this particular show, and she is in this particular episode seen as a medium, and I think the episode aired about yesterday and so forth. And the fascinating thing is people were just a bit in confusion and also not having it a little bit. It was kind of like right in the middle, you know? They can't figure it out, but it's like, what's going on right now? But that's the thing that I wanted us to have actually a conversation about at this particular moment. It's the Rich Reality Show. We do daily Christian commentary videos. If it's the first time over here, to be sure, check out the other videos that are down in the pinned comments, and I'm going to check you out over there. Now, why I wanted to talk about this is because I spoke previously about the yin and the yang, and how the yin and the yang, it's playing and or bordering around this idea of right and wrong, just kind of like staying right in the middle of it to either take advantage of either one side or the other. And that's what mediums are doing. They're bordering on the aspect of justifying the need to connect and actually connecting with something that God forbids us. If you go all the way back into Leviticus chapter number 19, verse 31, and it puts it in this way: do not turn to mediums. Okay, so we're not even talking about whether she's a medium or she's a Sangoma and all that, just the medium aspect. So the Bible says this: do not turn to mediums or spiritualists. Do not seek them out. So that's the warning right there. Don't do it. Do not seek them out. Don't go looking for the... Now, you might say, okay, no, but maybe she's fake. Maybe you'll find another one. Yeah, don't seek which one you're going to find who is going to be the right one. Or that, you know, that whole 9 years that you might want to get yourself into. Don't do that. The Bible forbids us from seeking them. Now, he actually even tells you what he does. Seeking them. The idea of you seeking out a medium. The verse then says, okay, do not seek them out to be defiled by them. That's not me, that's the verse. Okay? To be defiled by them. I will also set my face against that person and will cut him off from among people. You call problems, or you cause problems by seeking them out, because you are distancing yourself from God. By that association, communication with a seance and so forth, it's complete disconnection, because you are seeking out an alternative away from God, basically. Now, if you want to do that, to each and every man his own. We can only tell you what the verse actually says. It says that do not seek them out because it causes defilement. Now, she's a Sangoma. She uses interpretation through the bones. And so now, for her to now be picking spirits, because that's what a medium would do, they don't need the bones. They use a spirit's voice in order to determine or interpret what they are seeing. Kind of like what what's the name, Sister Mbi does on that show that she had with Moja Love, right? And so the Bible tells you that it defiles you. Now, why? Because it borders on the aspects of the need to connect and the right and wrong. So in order for them to create that communication with the dead, that bridge that they build, whether be The lighting up of candles, you see where she was sitting right there, they lit up candles in order to think. It invites beings into that territory or into that environment. You open yourself up for whatever comes with that. As a matter of fact, in 2 Kings chapter number 22, verse 30, you can read into it, verse 20 all the way down to 24, 25. It actually speaks about moreover, yes, to remove the mediums and the spiritualists and the idols, all the abominations that were seen in the land of Judah and in Jerusalem. This was an abomination, something that God had forbid. So for us to get, that's why he forbids them. Okay, for us to seek those out, we create a problem. We create portals that we should not even have to do so. Jeremiah 27 then goes to say, but as for you who seek, who wants that communication with God, as for you, do not listen to the prophets and your mediums or your diviners or your dreamers, soothsayers, he says, sorcerers, who speak to you, because all they bring is basically despair. The only, that's why I remember one time Tabiso mentioned, it's very rare that you hear that a person went to a Sangoma and they were told good news. They're told bad news, whatnot, and stuff like that, because that creates the tunnel hole by which the trap is there. So first of all, let's address this. God forbids us from seeking them because it will defile. Now, whether a person takes that as truth or they want to create their own, which is what Adam and Eve wanted to do, they wanted to interpret things their own way, that's up to us individually. The Bible says, do not seek them out because they will cause you to be defiled. The question is, what do you believe? Do you believe that truth or are you going to create your own? Eve created her own. She wanted to interpret what right and wrong was. The yin and the yang. Which one am I going to choose? Which one do you choose? The Bible says, don't seek them out because they will cause you to be defiled.